What is going on, guys? Hello. Welcome back to Wrestling with Finance here. We got another short squeeze thing going on with AMC this time, and it's actually working pretty well. And I'm going to talk to you guys in this video about why this is going on again, uh, and what you could possibly do if you think you may have missed out on it, or if you think you're going to get in on it right now. One of the things I do want you to squeeze is the like button down in the description box below, and you can also might as well squeeze the notification bell and the subscription button so you're notified of when I have new videos on here about Wrestling with Finance. Of course, Wrestling with Finance is a YouTube channel about people who have wrestled with finance in the past, might not have had the best financial standing, might not understand a lot about what's going on with all of these short sells and AMC and GameStop and Dogecoin and Bitcoin and all this other stuff. So we're here to talk about it, to kind of bring it down to kind of the average person level so most people can understand it without getting too technical. So if you remember back earlier in the year, we had the GameStop thing, and along with GameStop, there were some other stocks that were also involved with that. Wall Street Bets rebellion, pure glorious, juicy, tasty rebellion against the hedge funds. And one of those stocks was AMC Theaters. Now, AMC Theaters, for those of you who don't know, which I don't know anybody who hasn't, because I think we've all been to them, you used to go to General Cinemas and other stuff like that. But nowadays, AMC Theaters is the biggest theater chain in the world. They've got theaters all over the place. They had heights back about a decade or so ago when, people were going to movies. The blockbuster movies were doing well. Marvel was doing all kinds of stuff. And nowadays, because of Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and streaming and all this other stuff, you don't have so many people going to the movie theater anymore. And then the pandemic hit, which really kind of screwed them over. So what happened was late last year, there were some shorts being made on AMC because a lot of the hedge funds thought they were going to go out of business. And it wasn't a crazy thing for them to think. I mean, look, the movie theater experience, I used to review movies every single week. I haven't done it as much as I used to. I just got back into it. But I remember going to theaters Tuesdays and Thursdays when I get my free passes to go review movies. And people, no matter how many people were in there, there could be 10 people in there, and somebody would come in and start talking behind you and being rude and obnoxious, and people would leave crap in the seats and all this other stuff. And the movie-going experience wasn't as great as it used to be because people have become a little bit more obnoxious in the culture today. So why do that when you can just sit at home and you got probably a multi-$1,000 surround sound system and a multi-$1,000 flat screen TV in your basement or living room? Why not just watch the movies there? Do I really need to see it right now? I can wait 2 months until it comes out on Netflix or HBO or Showtime or whatever. So a lot of people started doing that. Less and less people go to the movie theaters. Movie ticket prices went up through the roof, and things became kind of hard for the movie theater industry. In fact, in a lot of ways, Marvel Studios, a lot of people said Marvel Studios has basically kept the movie theater chains alive over the last 10 years with the Marvel Cinematic Universe drawing in the numbers that it does. But with Marvel Cinematic Universe out of commission for the last year or and a half, really, about a year and a half in theaters since I think it was the last Spider-Man Far Away From Home movie or whatever that was, there hasn't been an MCU movie since. There's one coming out. They had to postpone the Black Widow movie. It's coming out later this year. And during that time frame, again, along with the pandemic and along with a lot of other things, they had to shut down theaters for several weeks. They were close to bankruptcy. People were talking about people having to bail out AMC. Things look pretty dire for the struggling movie chain. However, we introduced then meme stock investing and Wall Street Bets and a lot of other Reddit subgroups who have decided that we're going to quote hashtag save AMC. And by saving AMC, they were going to buy in, much like they did with GameStop, and make all those hedge funds that were trying to short the stock pay for it multiple times over. So if you saw my video on that back in the day, it's pretty much the same thing. A lot of retail investors, which is you and me, people use Robinhood, Webull, M1 Finance, Public, other things like that, have started buying in mass into AMC stock, which again makes the hedge funds who were borrowing money and borrowing stocks to short them and sell them back for a profit now have to kind of cover those bets because now the price of the stock has gone up from like $10, $15 now up to $60. Now the stock did take a dip yesterday, which would have been Wednesday, sorry. The stock took a dip Wednesday, the beginning of June, and it went back down to about $40. But then today, on Thursday, it's back up to over $60. A lot of people are speculating, and this is a little bit crazy, that AMC can get up to $100,000 a share. I talked to somebody yesterday. He's like, "Oh, I knew a guy. He was inside on it. He said it was going up to $1,000." I don't think AMC is going to go up that high. If AMC went up that high, its market cap would be there'd be more market cap than there is actually money in circulation. So I don't think that's actually going to happen. I do think they can reach up to $200, $250 or whatever. So that answers kind of the question whether or not you should buy in now, but we'll get to that later. But some of the prognostications are a little bit out of control. In order for AMC to reach that mark, you'd have to have almost every single retail investor investing a ton of money in there and then gambling and sitting on millions, potentially maybe even billions of dollars, hoping that the hedge funds are going to have to buy it all back. And right now, it's kind of this tug of war between the retail investors and the hedge funds to see if the hedge funds are going to just eat the loss, or the retail investors are going to be able to hold up the price long enough for a lot of people to make money off of it and for the hedge funds to lose a lot of money. So it's this kind of tug and war between who's going to lose the most money. And in the actuality, in the reality, in the truth of it all, both sides are going to lose money. There are going to be retail investors who are going to get up to like $1 million, and then they're going to watch it all go away if a bunch of other retail investors sell out. And that's what's going to happen. That's why people talk about paper hands and diamond hands. There are going to be some people who have paper hands. I think what a lot of people need to keep in mind, though, is that a lot of people who are involved with investing in AMC right now are just doing it just to get a quick buck. They're gambling, basically. So I know a friend of mine who she put in like $20. She got $40 return, and she was out. She's done. She had paper hands, and she got out of it because she wasn't trying to gamble that much on it. She got scared. There's a lot of investors who are going to be doing that. The Reddit community people, they're doing it for a higher purpose to screw over the hedge funds. But they have to keep in mind, there's going to be people holding the bag, much like there was with the GameStop thing. There are going to be people who are going to be left holding the bag, and they're going to put a lot of money in, and they're going to lose a lot of money because they hold for too long. And the question is, how long can you really hold? On the hedge fund side, they've kind of got to weather the storm to see, okay, well, we bought all these shorts. Now we got to pay back all this money, more money than we even thought we were going to do. So instead of making money, we're losing tons of money. Some of them may go out of business, who knows? But it is a high gain, high reward strategy, and it's turned a lot of investing things loose. Kevin Leary and guys like that who are financial gurus, other financial gurus, of course, like Warren Buffett, are a little bit apprehensive about the fact that the stock market is becoming more and more rapidly a casino every single month with some other stock, whether it's GameStop or AMC or cryptocurrency like Dogecoin, that is becoming everybody's getting in a gamble, and then a bunch of people lose money, and then it screws up everything. So far, it hasn't really screwed up the market. You'll see some downturns here and there, but overall, the market tends to bounce back from these things, and it'll bounce back again. I noticed today that Dogecoin is down again because a lot of attention that was on Dogecoin about a couple weeks ago is now on AMC, so there's not a lot of people buying into Dogecoin. So you got this kind of moving target of where people are going to try to make these fortunes. But the key is there are people making millions of dollars doing this. And that's where we're bringing the diamond hands thing. And I would really say steel balls is more like it. I mean, you got to have some steel balls to take $100,000 and put it on a gamble on AMC, on Dogecoin, and you may win in the end. A lot of people are going to be doing this more often. I see people who are even putting in $10,000 and just saying, I just want to dip my foot in there and see if I can get some money out of this. I have owned AMC stock for a while anyway, so this, again, is no big difference to me. I may buy more if it dips back down to 30, but I already own 20 shares of it from a long time ago that when it was, I think it was it is $12.58 a share is what I bought it for like years ago. And now it's up to $60. So I've made a profit, much like I did on the GameStop stuff. I'm waiting for you guys to get back to Nokia though, because Nokia, I have a lot of stock in Nokia at a very cheap price, and hopefully at one point in time, all these Reddit people are going to focus on Nokia, and then I can become a millionaire. But all of that aside, this is going to be a new trend. You're going to see this for the foreseeable future in the stock market. There are going to be stocks and cryptos that are going to pop up probably once a month that everybody's going to get on. There's going to be the hedge fund guys, for some god unknown reason, you would think at this point in time they would have learned their lesson, but they haven't, are going to still be doing these shorts and trying to make money off of it, but they don't realize that the Wall Street bets people and all these Redditors are onto them about what they're doing. And every time they do something like this and try to short the hell out of a stock, they're going to make them pay for it big time. So I don't know how much longer this is going to go on for. And I suspect that there's going to be some major changes coming up in the future. But what does that mean for you? The big question you're probably asking right now, if you haven't gotten into this or you're thinking about getting into this, is should you get in on it? Well, right now, like I said, the stock is trading at over $60. Now, I have put a limit buy on it for some shares to be bought at $30. I would say probably try to get it a little bit lower than what it is today. You might want to try to average it out in case the demand dips or whatever. But as far as this thing going up to $100,000, $1,000, again, I don't really see that. I could see it getting up to a high as $200, $250. But at that point in time, you have to keep this in mind. There's not enough money in circulation to cover this stock going up as high as people are saying it's going to go up. But you can make a significant amount of money if you have it to invest in this. Again, this is not financial advice. You should do your own research and definitely don't listen to a guy that you see on the internet telling you stuff, because I am not an authority. I am not your authority. I am not your financial advisor. Again, do your own research. Now, as for it hitting up $200, $250, which I think is probably what we're going to be able to see here, maybe, maybe not. Again, nobody knows. You can't predict the future, but that's what I can kind of see happening realistically. You have to keep in mind why it might hit that limit, though, is that there are going to be people who are going to sit there and have a portfolio that's $2 million, $3 million and go, well, I don't want to sit on this. This is $2 million. Like, my life is completely changed and I'm out. As with the GameStop thing, as with Dogecoin, this is a gamble. So I'm imploring you guys definitely to be careful with what you're doing out there. And as always, unless you really have diamond hands or steel balls, as I'm going to call them, I would not invest my entire retirement on this, but again, some people have done it and made out pretty well with it. So it's up to you to make that decision. It's not something, I would say, if you're a person who's used to taking risk, you know, you might consider that. If you're a person who's kind of like, yeah, like my friend who's like kind of paper hands, like I just want to get a little bit of money and get out, then don't invest your entire savings in this stuff. It's going to be curious to see over the next week where this goes, how high AMC goes. We'll definitely be tracking it, and I want you guys to be careful out there when you're doing this. But that is all I have right now on this AMC story. I'm sure I'm going to be talking about it again next week because it's continuing to evolve, just like the GameStop one. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Discuss it down in the description box below. Talk amongst each other. Give some tips. How much did you make off of it? Did you make anything off of it? Are you thinking about investing in AMC? And how far and how high do you think the AMC stock is going to go? Until next time, I will see you guys here for more news and personal finance information on Wrestling with Finance. Have a good day.